Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here to do a review of Sunny by Taiyo Matsumoto. So this is a 6 volume series put out by Viz in these gorgeous hardcovers. These are like really, there's no like dust cover or anything, it's just a hardcover, really nice texture, really, really gorgeous. They have lots and lots of color pages in all of them. There's color pages throughout the volumes, not just at the beginning, but they're just kind of all uh, mixed in throughout. And that's all the volumes have a lot of color pages in them. Uh, Super high quality release and definitely deserves it. Taiyo Matsumoto is a really, really amazing mangaka. I own a few things by him. Um, and this one in particular, Sunny, is about this group home. There's a lot of it focuses on the younger kids, but there are some teenagers in the group home as well. Uh, but it mostly focuses. This is kind of the main kid. I believe his name is Haru. I can't remember off the top of my head, and there is no synopsis or anything written anywhere on this book, so I can't double check. And for that, I apologize. But basically, these are the 6 main kids um, that it kind of follows, the story follows, and it's sad, it's heartbreaking, while at the same time being like you can't stop reading it. As soon as I started, I just read through the whole thing because I couldn't, like, you just need to know what happens to these children. And if you know anything about the world of group homes and adoption and just parents who give up their children for one reason or another, whether they can't physically take care of them or financially, they don't want them and didn't want them in the first place and decide to dump them somewhere the first chance they get. There's people that your parents pass away and now you have no one to take care of you. Like, it is so, it's heart wrenching because it really dives into these children's psyches and how these things have affected them, but they don't really understand it all yet. They understand that they've been left behind, but they don't understand why, and they can't grasp the concept of their parents not wanting them anymore. Um, and so it's the constant like rebellion, especially from our main character, the constant rebellion of I'm going to act like a brat to try and get their attention, but at the same time, just wanting validation. Like, I hate you, but I actually really want you to love me. And it's so heartbreaking. But Taiyo Matsumoto tells these stories. A lot of his stories are about children, and tells these stories about imaginations and escapism, and that's what this story is. So Sunny is the name of this yellow car that they all go and play in, and they imagine themselves driving off into these fantasy worlds where they're happy and where things are they're going the way that they want them to go. And so they have all these fantasies. They sit in this car, and that is their escape from all of the shitty stuff going on in their life. Um, and these kids are like, some of them are like 4 years old, 6 years old, 8 years old, whatever. They're all under 10 years old, I believe. And so it's just it's really, like I said, it's quite sad, but at the same time, it's so compelling. And Taiyo Matsumoto has his very distinct artwork, um, and it's not all sad. There are some uplifting moments that happen. There's some really cute and sweet moments that happen. But it's just a story about these children and their day to day lives in this group home and interacting with their parents, because some of them do have visitation at certain points. But, um, you know, just them kind of growing up and the staff at the group home trying to give these kids the best lives that they can possibly have at this point, and trying to do what's best for them and their development. And so Yeah, all in all, absolutely wonderful publication. Really, really compelling story. It's quite slow, and I find that a lot of Taiyo Matsumoto's stuff is quite slow. But there's beautiful. Look at that color page. It's gorgeous. It's just the muted tones. Like I really, really love Taiyo Matsumoto, and Viz did an amazing job with these releases. They're definitely worth paying up for. Like these are quite expensive um, for a single volume each, but the hardcovers are gorgeous, and Taiyo Matsumoto is worth it. I would much rather have a very good quality release than some standard crappy uh, release for something this wonderful. So highly recommend it, especially if you uh, have never read anything by Taiyo Matsumoto. I highly, highly recommend this. It is so. This is less confusing than something like Go Go Monster, which does have a little bit of a. It's tough to keep up with sometimes. Um, this is very much just real life, kind of easy to understand, easy to follow, and very compelling. So definitely recommend Sunny. If you've read this title and want to chat about it in the comments, or you just have questions about it, let me know. And thank you for watching. See ya.